Hello my scrappy friends and a big welcome to my channel. I know I've been a bit quiet around here lately. I'm just trying to do live. Um, yes, so I have some shares coming for Anna's Craft Cupboard, starting with this one. I am playing with the absolutely amazing, awesome Pink Fresh Studio Let's Stay Home collection. I am scrapbooking this photo of myself. It is the same one printed in two different sizes. And I'm using this Annabelle title, The Best. I have pulled a piece of green pattern paper from my stash. It is from, I think, the Vicky Bouton, her first collection. I can't remember what it's called. But I wanted to go with the complementary colour to the red, which is green. I wanted to get my messy mixed media on, so you can see I've just grabbed some white gesso and I'm just kind of smushing it on with that spatula, not really being particularly careful with it. I was kind of aware of making sure that the ends were a bit flicked out so I didn't have really harsh lines, but other than that I've just put a coat of gesso on. It's thicker in some places, thinner in others. I've let that dry, and then I've come in with some black stamping. This is the stamp set by Tim Holtz. I love it. And some Versamark black ink, which is permanent ink if you weren't sure. So I can add water and stuff over the top after this is dry, and the stamping won't move. I'm going to come in with this other stamp from the same set. A lot of this gets covered over, but this was just a lot of fun. I got messy and just had fun. Happy with how that's looking. I do end up moving my title, which you will obviously see. You've already seen the finished page. But at this stage, I'm fairly sure that's where it's going. I do muck around with this a fair bit. It's a bit silly, really. The photo that I'm actually documenting is myself on Christmas Day. Each year I buy myself a new Christmas dress. This one has to be one of my all-time favourites ever because it has pockets. It's red. I love red, and red for Christmas is just perfect. But it has pockets. It was the best surprise ever. I was so excited when I tried it on and discovered the pockets. So there is not really any, there's actually no journaling on this page, but I do use the Puffy Alphas and a label sticker to document what I'm documenting on this page. So what I've got here is a Finnabair, I'm not sure if it's Finnabair or Finnabair. Either way, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And some Nouveau mousse. This is in aloe. And yeah, I'm just smushing that through that stencil. I love this stencil. It's so pretty. And that colour, that Nouveau paste is a really good match. It's a little bit darker than my background pattern paper, but works really well. I do love these pastes. They're super fun to work with, though if you have any in your stash, please use them. Use them before they dry up like me. I was so upset. Anyway, these Nouveau embellishment mousses are awesome because you can, is it mousses or must be mousses? Are so awesome. You can do so many different things with them. So I've obviously put that through the stencil. I'm now using it as a watercolor. It's a little bit darker than what I intended, and the stenciling is blending in with the color that I'm adding on top. So I did add some white India ink to this just to lighten the color a little bit, and I'm adding water, which just lets that color move a bit more. I'm not sure if I have already, but this page, oh hang on, no, it's not this page. Just ignore me. So I'm going to add some more white here and just get that color moving. I've got a lot of water on this page, and I have sped this up a fair bit. Like I said, the paste mixed with the water is just blending in with that stenciling I did, so I just want to soak some of that up a little bit and make it a little bit lighter. keep spraying around the edge just so that the edges are really soft and fade out. After that was dried, I went in and added some black and some white splatters. I've pulled a couple of pattern papers from the 6x6 paper pad. Again, I kind of went with the contrasting colours. Obviously red, the complementary colours, the red and the green, and so that's how I came to the pink, because there's no red in this collection, but I thought that the pink was a really good addition to the complementary red. Does that even make sense? Okay, so I've matted the little photo in blue and then pink, and then the big, so I've done them both around the same way. I've popped them up on some foam, and you can see here I've decided to move my title. I feel like it just fits a bit better there. I'm going to glue this down and make sure that I get this in the right place. When I am gluing these acrylic downs with the finer lines, I just add glue to like the thickest part of the lines, and then I pop it on the page. Now, because this page is quite bumpy and textured, I'm going to grab some paper, dump it on top, and weigh that down as much as I can, and I just let that overnight to dry, so it's all stuck down. I also added that fabric bow. I love those fabric bows, they are so cute. Again in that pink, and that also brings in some of that yellow. So what I've got here, I thought I would pull in some, I felt like the page was way too monochromatic with this weird pop of red, so I wanted to add some more contrasting colours, and the yellow in this collection, I just love it. So I'm coming in with, like I said, I've got a label from the sticker sheet in that yellow, and then I've used the Puffy Alphas to write out the word pockets. I've pulled in a little bit of orange and some more pink and green as well. A couple of flowers down the bottom there. These puffy hearts, and again I've gone with the yellow, orange and pink for the contrasting colours, and it's going to go on the empty space in that photo there. And I just play with a few bits and pieces. So I've got this orange sticker that I thought I was going to use as a layer. I've just stuck that to some scrap cardstock, and I had the idea that I was going to use that underneath and then pop that on top, but I kind of felt like it was a bit too flat, so I found some thread that I thought would match the blue as best as I could, and I try to do it in a circle and put it on the orange and then layer the yellow on top of that, but the blue completely covers up the orange, so I'm like, okay, well I won't be using the orange here. You'll see what I mean in just a second once I sort out my thread. It didn't want to stay where I put it, so now I'm winding it up a different way. So you can see, like, you completely lose the orange there. So I go, okay, I won't use the orange, it's fine. I'm just going to use that behind there with the thread behind there. Try the orange somewhere else. Then I pull the thread. No, I don't. I add more thread. Make it a little bit messier down there. Tuck that in with my scissors. And I want it to go underneath the stickers and things, but it keeps sticking to the back of the stickers. So I do have a little bit of a fight with it, but I get there in the end. Pop that little chipboard flare down the bottom there. I love those chipboard flares, they are so cool. Different texture, a little bit of dimension without being your typical flare, and I know for sure they're not going to rust in my album, which is awesome. I'm going to add some more of that thread up here to this top corner. Just tucking that in and making sure I'm happy with how it looks. Just trying these extra few little pieces here. I don't think I end up using any of them actually. I've added some stitching to the word pockets. I toy with the idea of leaving the thread long, but I do end up trimming it off. Making sure that's all stuck down. I'm pretty sure that I am done here, so I'm going to come in. I did want to bring some more of those colors around the page, so I managed to, you can see on the bottom right hand side there, got some different yellow paints that I tested out, and the closest match to the yellow in this collection I found was in one of my watercolor palettes from Prima, and it is the perfect yellow. It matches so good. So I splattered with that, and then I have matched, I don't know what this color's called, I can't remember. It's like a peachy, I think it's called Coral actually. And then I also pull in a little bit of pink, and that is blush maybe. Both of those are high top color shines. So I'm making a mess and getting ink everywhere because that's what I do. Making sure I cover up my photos. I've had too many whoopses lately. Pretty happy with that. I'm like, I think I want to add some blue. Do I want to add some blue? And I can't remember if I do. Yes, I use the Color Bloom spray by Prima in Cobalt. It goes on, from memory, I think, quite bold. Yeah, just dab it up. But it's just what I wanted. And it's only little splatters that I'm adding here because I didn't want that blue to overtake the page. It wouldn't take much for that to happen. I was like, I want to add a little bit of something, so I found this scrap of this blue pattern from the 6x6 paper pad. It's also the same pattern that is behind my photos, and I'm going to hack into my background. So I just cut a straight line up and then I tear from the middle out. Just for a little bit of interest. Add some, I'll make sure that's straight before I do anything because I want the edge of my layout to be square. Add some glue and put that on. Once that's dry, so you can see I just applied the glue to the outside edge. I can go back in and like rough up the edges of that. And I've just kind of put these two bits of paper so that they're on that diagonal line that I had sort of started to create, and I kind of felt like it was a little bit lost by the time I finished adding all the things. But I really like what those little pops of blue add to the page. I'm just going in with my palette knife here to roll up the edges a little bit. And do the same at the top. I do have a little bit more drama with this. This piece was just a tiny bit too small. Well, smaller than what I would like. I'm going to add my roller date stamp over vertically above pockets. It's 25th of December last year. And then I'm going to come back in with another stamp, and I think that one says the best as well, which I didn't realize I'd done. My title's the best. I didn't realize I'd doubled up on that until I stamped it and went, oh, whoops, oh well, it's done. So you can see I'm just roughing up the edges there. Because there wasn't a great deal of room, I'm just coming back in here with a little bit of regular sticky tape. I did stick it a little bit too high, so I'm just trimming that down. And that is my page done. Really happy with this. I love that I have used a Not Christmas collection to scrapbook a Christmas memory. And yes, best dress ever, has pockets. I do have more shares with this fantastic, awesome, amazing collection. I just love it. They're not all stay at home COVID pages either, so make sure you come back and check those out. I'll make sure I link to the shop in the description box below, to the blog, to my blog, to all the things. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon with my next share. Take care and happy scrapping.